Hello and welcome to our next webinar in this series. Today we will be discussing 5 GHz mesh backhaul advantage and the benefits of using the 5 GHz band as backhaul in a mesh network. Today I'm joined by Simon and Hsuming from our wireless SBU, who will help us talk more about the reasons why we will be using 5 GHz for our mesh backhaul in D-Link's mesh products. So I'll hand over first to Simon, who will take us through the slides and explain further.
Yeah. Hi, this is Simon.
Hi, this is Hsuming.
Okay, so in the beginning, there will be two major agenda today. First one, we will talk about the 5G backhaul design theory, and then we'll also talk about the 2.4 GHz backhaul drawback. So let's go to the page 3. Okay, there will be the first topic, 5 GHz backhaul design theory. Next one, page 4. So the reason why we put the 5 GHz as the major backhaul connectivity band, that's because we always put the user experience as number one priority. Especially D-Link Easy Mesh is innovative for pledging the best user experience. For example, we got to ensure reliable CP device connectivity in the entire mesh network. Secondly, we have to secure the quality and speed of all connection from endpoint back to the root AP. And then, to avoid any networking issue which may impact the connection performance. So in short, we have to make sure the entire connection performance, and then to avoid any the drawback. So that's the reason we pick up the 5 GHz as the backhaul connection band. Next page, let's take a look about how other competitors they are doing. For example, the Aruba and Cisco, even the Google, no matter it's for ISP usage brand or even the consumer brand, all of them, they are famous and popular skill. They always adopt the 5 GHz band as the backhaul connection. So we are also doing the same thing. There should be some reasoning behind. So in the coming page, we'll talk about why and how we do that. Let's take a look at the page 6, the 5 GHz backhaul bandwidth assurance. Because we want to make sure the backhaul bandwidth is unlimited, is enough for the backhaul connection. So we adopt the two technologies and combine them together. For the first one will be the band steering. Whenever there is a 5G, there is some CP device connect on the 5 GHz, then we will steer the CP device to the 2.4 GHz. And then in the 2.4 GHz, we like to ensure and improve the connectivity quality. So we make use of the auto channel selection to separate the different channel for different CP device individually. So by combining these two technologies, that we can ensure the 5G backhaul connection quality is better.
Yep. People may ask, when clients steer to the 2.4 GHz band, the traffic may broken for a short time. It may break the user, that user has a bad user experience. Don't worry. In D-Link Easy Mesh design, we introduced the 11K MV, and that the traffic block time short to smaller than 100 millisecond. It's
Okay.
a very short time.
Okay, next one, the page 7, about the 5 GHz backhaul throughput distribution. Some people may ask, if my home entire connectivity bandwidth and throughput is bigger, is bigger and already over my current limitation, so how can I do? Based on the D-Link specific proprietary mesh networking design, so we give an advantage for the user to distribute the connection by different branch design. For example, we can add on the second AP as the second root AP. Then the entire backhaul connection will be separated to different branch. So that's a reason we can guarantee that each branch can enjoy enough bandwidth connectivity.
Yeah.
Okay. The second one. Okay, so above page talk about what's the reason we adopt the 5 gigahertz as the backhaul connection band. Then we are going to introduce what's the drawback if we adopt the 2.4 gigahertz as the backhaul connection band. Page 9. Everybody knows that natively the 2.4 gigahertz, the connection distance is longer than 5 gigahertz. So that's the reason whenever we try to build up a new mesh network, if we adopt the 2.4 gigahertz as backward connection band, then all the different mesh point distance will be longer if we adopt the 5G gigahertz as the connection band. But the problem comes because the handset, for example the mobile, because the mobile try to ensure and save the power consumption, so they always give the lower transmission power compared to the 2.4 gigahertz. So that's the reason the distance, as what I said, the 2.4 gigahertz connection points will be longer than 5 gigahertz. So if we put a handset in the middle of the two different 2.4 gigahertz AP, then the problem is the handset can listen to the AP signal, but the problem is the AP cannot hear back to the handset signal. Then the handset, there is no acknowledgement, then the handset have to retransmit again. Then there will be more networking collision happen. So the entire performance will be worse than if we adopt the 5 gigahertz as the backward connection band.
Yeah, that means if you buy a product that it adopt the 2.4 gigahertz for mesh backhaul, user bring up the mesh wireless in home, then user may move around in the house and check everywhere it have the AP signal. But maybe in some place, it just shut down and try to surf the internet. AP, the phone can see the signal is very well, but the traffic is real. That would make the user angry. Mm-hmm. So the user has no idea what happened. Mm-hmm. They just tell us the signal is very good. Why I can't access the internet?
Yeah.
So we remove such kind of problem. We that didn't adopt the 5 gigahertz and for mesh backhaul link.
Yeah.
Then we can remove such kind of situation.
Okay. So in short, if we adopt the 2.4 gigahertz as backward connection band, then they will be more easily to see the black hole in the entire mesh network.
Right.
So which means as a handheld device user, even I see the signal like it should be good, but the problem indeed you are maybe in the black hole environment.
Right.
Then your connection performance is poor.
Yeah, right.
So what we're saying here is that by using the 5G, 5 gigahertz as the backhaul band, we are forcing the user to place their APs closer together,
Yes.
which will minimize the space, which will reduce the space between the two APs, and therefore less chance of any black hole or that they just talked about appearing from client device between those two APs.
In short, we try to diminish and to decrease the black hole opportunity. Okay. Let's go on to page 10. If we compare the 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz bandwidth, then we can easily understand the 2.4 gigahertz offers 300 megabit per second bandwidth, and 5 gigahertz can offer 866 megabit per second bandwidth. So if buffer band will be utilized for the front haul CT device connection and the backhaul mesh connection, the 5 gigahertz is more sufficient to offer such kind of the connectivity. That's one reason we pick up the 5 gigahertz as the mesh backhaul connection band. Okay, 11. We always know whenever in a wireless environment there is a wireless hub, we'll always diminish your 50% bandwidth. So we compare the 2.4 gigahertz and the 5 gigahertz, then we always understand the 5 gigahertz give the more bandwidth. So even the same hubs numbers and the final one can always retain and get more bandwidth connectivity. In page 12, we'll talk about a hidden terminal problem. The major problem is the distance. As we can see in the figure below, there is a handset and an IP camera. In the middle part is a mesh AP. The problem is the handset and IP camera, their distance is longer enough, and then which consequent both of them doesn't know they exist each other because they are in different networking zone. Then maybe both of them will send the signal in the same time. Then the problem comes because the wireless connection is working under the CSMA-CA collision mechanism. So both of them maybe in the first beginning they didn't sense each other is sending the signal. So they will send the signal at the same time. Then the collision happen.
Right.
So it's the hidden terminal problem. Whenever the collision happens, so what's going on next step? They will retransmit again.
Yeah.
Then the entire bandwidth consumption and the time consumption will be longer.
Right.
So that's the reason about why we don't take it, because the hidden terminal problem will be more easily happen in the 2.4 gigahertz.
Yeah, but in the 5 gigahertz band, the transmission, the range, the coverage is shorter. So the device detect each other is more easier.
Yes.
So it will light the lighter the hidden terminal problem is not
Not be easy. Not be easy to happen. Okay, next one. Is it still the page 13 is still a hidden terminal problem about the transmission time. We know the 2.4 gigahertz give the 300 megabit per second. If 2x2 spatial stream, and in the same time the 2x2 the 5 gigahertz give the 866. So if both of them transmit the same amount of the data, which means the 2.4 gigahertz will transmit time will be longer than the 5 gigahertz. So which means it's more easier in the 2.4 gigahertz to meet the collision problem, right, because the transmission time is too long.
Yeah.
But in the 5 gigahertz it's too short. So they won't meet in the same time,
right,
which means the collision problem will be easier compared by the 2.4 gigahertz. So
right,
it's also the hidden terminal problem cause. Okay, so that's a reason about why we adopt the 5 gigahertz as the backhaul connection band and why we don't pick up the 2.4 gigahertz. Especially not only dealing but also other brands. You can see the Aruba, Cisco, Google, all of the major international brand, we are thinking the same thing. But we have more emphasis on the specific proprietary technology development.
Right.
So we also introduce some features inside. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you very much, Simon. Thank you, Hsuming, for joining us, and we will speak to you again soon for the next webinar in the series. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.